Hello, welcome to the Viet Connection. I'm Hung Nguyen Haloida.
I'm Lee Pham Rivera.
And today we're gonna demystify one thing that you've always been thinking about, always.
Why are there so many nail salons owned and operated by Vietnamese Americans?
I know. And actually, they're probably more than Starbucks.
Right. I mean, it's mind-blowing how they've populated almost every street.
I know. Did I tell you that I did my own little research? I live in a suburb of San Francisco, and it's a suburb, mind you. It's not even a big city. In a span of a mile, there's 7 nail salons in just one street.
That does outnumber Starbucks.
And one Starbucks. Nails, manicures, has dated back to 5,000 years.
Wow.
I know. The Chinese actually painted their nails to show status. And get this, ancient Roman and Egyptian military commanders also paint their nails prior to going to war. Yeah.
So much.
I know. I did say it right, military commanders. And this is for all the guys out there who mock their wives or girlfriends who go to nail salons. Now there's something for you to think about.
And now you no longer have to do it in secret.
We actually have a little trivia for you. And the United States is the 4th exporter of rice. But guess where the largest United States city exports rice? So stay tuned.
You'll find out.
So I'm here in the San Francisco Cosmetology School with Colleen Nguyen, who's the owner and director of the school. Welcome, and thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, so how long have you had the school?
I have this school close to 3 years now.
Were you doing nails prior to opening your own school?
I have my license 3 years before I acquired a school.
And what were you doing prior to that?
I was working in a bank. I was the manager for one of the branch here in San Francisco.
I want to know why you think there's such a huge explosion in Vietnamese-owned nail salons. I mean, Người Việt Daily says that 80% of the nail salons are owned here in California, and in Houston, 90% are owned by Vietnamese. Why do you think that is?
Well, Vietnamese people is very artistic and working, hardworking, like craft person. So doing nail is like art. So therefore they like to, and it's easy to it's shorter time to go to school, and a lot of Vietnamese own getting license easily because of the tests are in Vietnamese.
That's right, yeah.
It's easy for new immigrants. Don't have to learn the language, so they can get the license by taking tests in Vietnamese.
Now, how long does it take to become a certified nail technician?
They need to complete 400 hours attending in the school, and after that they will be certified and qualified to take the state exam. After they pass the exam, they immediately to get their license and can work right away.
So that's great. One, you don't need to be proficient in English, and 2, the hours are short to become a technician. What about like the overheads of opening a nail salon? Is it pretty expensive, or?
It doesn't require much capital to open the salon, but you have to have a hardworking characteristic to be an owner in a nail salon. It's a hard work.
Yeah. So that's why there's a lot of family-owned nail salons. Yeah, and. So with that huge Vietnamese-owned explosion in nail salons, how do you feel about that? I mean, it kind of drives down the prices, and how do you feel?
Well, it's very sadly, doing nail. It's just not. Everyone can do it. It's like we have to learn to spend a lot of time to learn and a lot of practice, become a good nail technician.
So you think that with having so many nail salons actually drives down their talent as an artist or as a nail technician.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, I read that even the people in Vietnam who are very educated, doctors, lawyers, and engineers who they were in Vietnam, that's what they studied, but they came over here to study to become a nail technician because it's short and they don't have that language skills, even though they're educated in Vietnam. Now, do you run across a lot of students like that?
Yes, we have. Even not even Vietnamese people with is also Chinese and Hispanics as well. I have students, 4-year college, nursing degree, and still like to go back and learn how to nail and open, their own big spa. I have many of those here in this college.
Well, you immigrated into the United States when you were 14, right? You escaped by yourself and your sister on a boat.
Yes, I was in a boat, not 14, I was in 16 already, with my younger brother, 14.
All by yourself?
Yeah, out by ourselves. But my father was here. My father was here. And
in the States, but you went on a boat by yourself with your brother.
We was on a boat for 5 days.
Wow.
5 days, 5 nights.
And then where did you go after that?
We was in Malaysia for 2 months, and we immigrated directly to States.
Well, 16, no knowledge of the language, went by yourself on a boat. This is cakewalk for you to open a school, right?
Thanks for the opportunity here in the States.
Yeah, I know. It's a great opportunity for everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with all your students.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Yeah.
We've also learned that a lot, this is a nail phenomena in just the United States. And then recently, the people from the UK, Vietnamese from UK and Australia come here and visit, and they saw how successful it was. They're actually taking it back to the UK and Australia to, we're starting a trend over there. I know, eventually it's probably going to be the same phenomena as here. So Starbucks, you better watch out. There's going to be another one in your corner. And like Dat Fan's joke, Vietnamese-Americans are taking over 1 foot at a time.
Dat Fan, funny guy. The last comic standing, by the way. So now you know the reason why we have such a huge nail phenomena.
Right.
1, the language is easy. 2, the test is actually in Vietnamese. And even immigrant advisors suggest people would just come over to learn the nail industry because it's so short and easy, and they can become financially independent faster.
So they're being encouraged
Yeah.
by the U.S.
Well, actually what we found out is that there's some doctors and lawyers, educated people from Vietnam who come over here and become nail technicians because it's easy and it's fast.
And I mean, for them to forego their prior.
Well, it's hard to pick up law and medicine in a different language, but. Okay, so to answer your question about rice, guess where it is? Sacramento, California is the largest
Yeah, of rice
in the United States. Imagine that. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yes.
and celebrities from LA, and now we have the largest rice fields. Imagine that. Well, the other places that grow rice is actually among the Gulf the Gulf. So that's good.
Climate.
Yeah. And just when you thought you had enough rice trivia, did you know that Toyota actually means bountiful rice field? Yeah. And Honda, the main rice field. All those you guys who are driving, you're driving a rice rocket without knowing it.
The term holds its truth.
Yep, there you go. So I hope you enjoy our little tidbit. Yes. I'm Hung Nguyen Haloida.
I'm Lee Pham Rivera, and tune in next week when we make another Viet connection.